Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. In this episode, we're going to be making our way over to Market Street, which I believe is right through this doorway actually, and in Market Street we're going to be getting some cutscenes dealing with money.
Just 2 days to go. You and I have to make the finals. That way, no matter who wins, the four of us split the prize.
Okay, you're on. You two are gonna clean up.
Go get him.
It's a promise.
Now, let's get down to business. One ticket to the beach is 900 money. How much for four of us? 3,600 money. And 300 each to spend there. What's that for all of us? 1,200 money, a total of 4,800 money. To spend on what? Pretzels, of course. What else is there? Well, there's always watermelon. Too pricey. They're like 2,000 money a piece. Pretzels it is. So, where were we? We need 4,800 money altogether, but all we have is... I've got 800. 650. 150. Sorry. That's 1,600 money. We need another 3,200. Let's find ourselves some odd jobs and earn some dough. We'll have till the train leaves to earn 800 money each. Meet at the station with cash in hand. Didn't he say he had it covered? Whatever. Those pretzels are sounding pretty good. And when Heyman says we're going to be doing some odd jobs, we're definitely going to be doing some odd jobs, and it kind of reminds me of James Bond. But anyway, you might notice that the timer is at 6 seconds instead of like 20 or whatever it was at the end of the last episode, and that is because I had to restart the file, so no big deal, but that's why it's so low. And here you can see one of the remaining pieces of Japanese in the game. And before I get into that, my theory behind why that's not in English, here we have a skateboarding minigame where the objective is to skate around and deliver mail to things such as birds, which look like seagulls, and they remind me of that seagull from Paper Mario, which I'll show you if I ever get back to Paper Mario. But anyway, the reason that I think that that was in Japanese and not English is because that segment of the game is probably a picture file or whatever within the game and not pure text, so that's why it wasn't translated. But here we're going to be playing Cargo Climb, which is probably one of my favorite games, even though it doesn't look like there's much to it, basically. Basically, all you gotta do is get this pile of whatever this is. It looks like the money back from Monopoly almost on like a little cart. You have to get it up to the top of the hill. But if you're an overachiever and you want to do this as quickly as possible, I really recommend doing aerial combos, and then when it goes up in the air, you want to hit it while it's up in the air. That way it goes, pretty far forward in a really short amount of time. But if you want to get the maximum of, I believe, 50 money from the Cargo Climb minigame, I think you have to get it up into that thing in less than 30 seconds. And speaking of, doing it in a certain amount of time, the mail delivery minigame you have to do in 20 seconds. But anyway, here we're going to be getting the Grandstand minigame, which is called Performance, I believe, in Japanese. That's what that says. It really reminds me of the blue or the rare truffle minigame thing from the first game, which I should probably mention that the rare truffle is not in this game, as far as I know, unless they added it back in Final Mix. I don't believe that the rare truffle is in this game. But the objective of the Grandstand minigame, or Grandstander, whatever they called it, is to get 20 hits in a row. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as the rare truffle minigame was, because this thing goes all over the place, and it can bounce off walls and all kinds of stuff, and as you can see, I'm not really having a good time with this. At this point, I only have 2 of my 5 available chances left, and that's kind of disheartening, because I cannot believe that just fell down right there, but I'm not ever one to quit, so even if I don't get 20 on whatever, this final run through here, I'm gonna keep doing this until I get at least 20, because like I said, I'm never one to give up, and it looks like I'm going to have to do this again, so I don't want to subject you guys to my failings over and over and over again, so I will meet you guys as soon as I have done this, 20 times in a row, and this is more for my edification than actually showing how good I am, because like I said, I'm definitely not one to give up, especially not at an easy minigame like this in Kingdom Hearts 2. I am pretty sure I have never gotten that high before in this mini game, and I am just pretty much done at this point. Might as well go ahead and waste the rest of my whatever I had, like 3 turns left. But that is a really high number. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody that I've ever played with in real life get that many. I'm sure there's videos of YouTube, you know, videos of people on YouTube getting upwards, you know, of 100 or so. Actually, you know, I think that timer, not the timer, but the counter looks like it would only go up to like 99. So it kind of makes me wonder what would happen if you did get 100 or more, you know, more than 99, I should say. But I really like that Market Street Tram Commons or whatever that said, that when that title screen comes up, half of it's in Japanese as always, but the way they stylized it looked really cool. But here we're going to be playing Poster Duty, a very basic mini game. You run around and slam posters on the wall, and I kind of like doing this route right here where you turn around and go backwards. But what this really reminds me of, and I definitely did not mean to do that, because over here there's a lot of posters on the wall in a group of 3. But what this reminds me of is Jet Set Radio, actually, where you have to go around and spray the walls with graffiti, and if you played that game, you definitely know what I'm talking about. But as it says, you have to get 20 posters, as it says over there on the right, and I believe the time limit for this is 1 minute and 30 seconds. You have plenty of time to get 30, or 20. Now, the only thing I have to say is if you get 11, before you come over here into this area with the tram, there's 9 over here in this area, and they're all in groups of 3. So it makes it really easy to get all of them if you wait until you have 11 to come over here. Unless you do something like that, where you try and do the fancy thing where you get all 3 at once, and it doesn't stay in that one group of 3, it transfers you to another one, if you saw what I was trying to say there. But that's 17 posters, and I really hope we can get this in under a minute. And there we go, we got it by the skin of our teeth. And you know, I've only ever said skin of my teeth twice, once in Kingdom Hearts 1 in Olympus Coliseum, and apparently now that we're in Twilight Town. But anyway, Poster Duty gives you 100 money, unlike the other minigames, which mostly give you 50. But here we're going to be playing Bumble Buster, and this game is one of the harder ones, I think, actually, because you have to hit each of the bees twice, or you have to hit them with a combo, I believe. Now, you have to get it in under 20 seconds to get the 50 money, so that's kind of a short amount of time. And by the way, this reminds me of the bee minigame that we played in Re-Chana Memories, so I don't know what the fascination is with bees in the Kingdom Hearts universe, but we are clearly past 20 seconds at this point, so I'm gonna have to, you know, suck up my pride and go for a sub 20 minute or sub 20 second run on this mini game. If it took 20 minutes, I wouldn't even bother doing it more than one time. But let me go ahead and do this until I get 20 seconds, once again, just for my personal edification. And that is the last time these bees get the better of me. I can honestly say that I never want to see another bee in my entire life. And I don't think this really matters at all, but I've never actually been stung by a bee in real life. Is there anybody else out there that hasn't been stung by a bee? I don't know what I'm missing, apparently. Anyway, here we're going to be playing Junk Sweep, which is the 6 of 6 mini-games here, and it's actually called Cleanup in Japanese, apparently. The thing is, you only get, if you want to get the maximum amount of money, you only get 10 swings, I believe, to break all of these piles of trash. The cool thing is, though, is that you can move the piles of trash a little bit closer together to try and get them in the way of other pieces of flying trash, but I don't really feel like wasting all my time doing that. Might as well just go ahead and swing on this. Well, that worked a little bit better than I thought. Now here I have one shot to get that one over there. And perfect. I feel like I was playing pool or something. But anyway, that is all of the mini games that Kingdom Hearts, or not Kingdom Hearts 2 has to offer. There are plenty of mini games in Kingdom Hearts 2. But as for Twilight Town, that is going to be the final mini game. But I'm not actually done playing mini games. I need to get up to 1,200 money to get the maximum of a +2 AP bonus that we'll get in just a few minutes. So I will meet you guys when I'm done. And after about 20,000 rounds of skateboarding, which is clearly the fastest way of getting money at this point in the game anyway, I have 1,200 money. And speaking of skateboards, you can actually ride it around Twilight Town, not in that mini game, if you want to save it a little bit of time. And I tried to get it on right there, but apparently I wasn't actually close enough. But let's go ahead and talk to Heyman. Whoa, Roxas, you're the man. We can even buy a watermelon now. And based on how much money you get, he says something different, and based on how much money you get, this may not even be a +2 AP bonus. It could be +1 or maybe even +0. All present and accounted for? What have we got? Let's see. Just this. Whoa, Roxas, that's awesome! Perfect! We can even buy a watermelon with this.
Nice work, everyone. Added to what we started with, we now have... ta-da! 5,000 money!
Sweet!
Let's get tickets.
We can't be together forever, so we better make the time we do have something to remember.
Huh?
Gotcha! Whoa! Huh?
Huh? What?
Roxas! 3 minutes!
Okay.
Four students!
Roxas, the money. Wait. No.
Huh?
He took it.
Where are you going?
Remember when I fell? I had the money before that. I bet that guy took it.
Guy?
He couldn't have gotten too far.
What are you talking about? There was no guy.
Huh? But there wasn't? Really? Oh boy. There wasn't anyone there?
It's melting.
Sorry.
Cheer up already.
That was definitely weird, though.
Strange.
You said it.
Can you feel Sora?
Can you feel Sora?
Restoration at 28%.
Namine. Hurry. Is it really that hard to make a beach?
We'd be giving the enemy another entry point.
And this?
We can always buy some sea salt ice cream. Objects from that town must be kept out of the real world. You can delete that.
As the key-bearer, you must already know. One must not meddle in the affairs of other worlds.
So many places I want to see. I know I'll get there someday.
Thus, I do hereby dub the junior heroes.
Hey, what do you mean, junior heroes?
You rookies still don't understand what it takes to be a true hero.
I wish for your freedom, Genie.
Ow! Oh!
Sally, why didn't I listen to you?
Don't feel bad, Jack. We'll come up with another plan for Halloween. Next time, we'll do it together.
Power!
I have Mushu! Or are you too cool to play them now that you have the Keyblade?
Riku? What are you doing here? Did you find her? I still can't believe it. I really flew. Wait till I tell Kai. I wonder if she'll believe me. Probably not. I'm searching too.
For your light?
Don't lose sight of it.
Sora, where are you going?
I'm gonna go look for my friends. They're waiting for me. Well, where are Donald and Goofy?
Instead of worrying about them, you should be asking about her.
Who are you? Huh?
And here we are on the third day. Pretty soon we're gonna have to play the Song of Time. Now I didn't want to talk during those cutscenes, but that cutscene with Diz was fairly heartless, no pun intended, but for reasons I don't really want to get into because of spoilers. Meet at the station. Today's the day we hit the beach, and don't sweat about the money. Heyman. Now this would be a very good place to end the episode, but there are some really cool cutscenes coming up, and I would hate to leave you guys on that much of a cliffhanger, I guess you could say, so I hope you guys enjoy these as well.
Hey.
Morning.
Huh?
Hello, Roxas.
Hi. And you are...
I wanted to meet you at least once.
me?
Yes, you.
Olette dragged me along to go shopping.
Hey, you want to come with us?
Wait. Did you just see that? He's stalling.
Very well then. We'll see you later, Roxas. Okay?
Yeah. Did she go to that haunted mansion? Let me go!
Hey, chicken wuss.
Who's that?
I don't know, but they've already crossed the line. Find a weapon.
And just like that fight at the beginning of the game, here we're gonna have to fight yet another Dusk, but we don't have the Keyblade at this point, so I don't know why they expect us to think that we can take this Dusk out. And I don't really know how much damage, quote-unquote, you have to do to the Dusk before the fight actually ends. I have a feeling it might just be either a certain amount of time or maybe a certain amount of faux hits before it ends. But anyway, it's fairly easy regardless.
Not good.
Roxas!
Huh?
Use the Keyblade!
Huh?
And once again, just like in the first game, we get the choice between the staff, sword, or shield. I'm going to go ahead and take the shield, mainly because on critical you get things like second chance a lot earlier, but if you're playing on, proud or standard or whatever, I would probably go with the sword. So now the game thinks that we can take on 3 dusks at one time, which I hope is true, because if I can't take out these 3 dusks, I might as well go ahead and wrap up the Let's Play channel here altogether. But that 1-2 reverse technique thing I used on that dusk in front of the mansion tends to work fairly well here as well. It's not really all that necessary, especially this early on in the game, and as you can see, they were taken out fairly quickly, and we get aerial recovery, which is very useful. But later on in the game, like I said, we're going to have to use reaction commands much more often. And I love how right here, the game pretty much all but tells us to grind if we can't beat a certain part of the game. So here we're going to be getting our first treasure chest, which luckily you open with a reaction command in this game, and you do not have to defeat all of the enemies in the area to open them, so that is a godsend in this game. And wouldn't you know it, if your HP becomes 0, it's game over even in Kingdom Hearts 2, which a lot of people say is the very easiest Kingdom Hearts game in the series. And by the way, might as well go ahead and mention, the hardest part about critical mode is that enemies do twice as much damage, but overall it shouldn't be that much harder than proud mode. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. There was so much more action just in this one episode than there was in pretty much the entire series of Re-Enchanted Memories, and that's how this game is pretty much going to be. But I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.